So getting ready for my third term for reelection. Uh, Won the primary, beat this guy by 60 some percent, and the words were starting to come out. They were starting to dig into my past. Got into my medical and
Oh, you're running for election, so they're digging all the skeletons out.
correct. So I
Yeah.
won that I'm coming up for a general. And but on August 23rd, 2016, I'm in uniform at the ribbon cutting at Sandusky County Fair. And by that evening at 6:30, I got a 43 count indictment, and I'm in an orange jumpsuit, facing 15 years in prison.
Good Lord, man.
Yes.
Wow. So going from the youngest sheriff, son of a sheriff, decorated sheriff for the programs with the incarcerated, farming, and all this kind of stuff, to detoxing yourself, tell how the pharmacists say we're not giving you anymore, and now you're indicted and you're looking at time. But it got worse too, didn't it?
It did. It did. But I kept I ended up, I was still in denial, didn't want anybody to know about my dirty secret. You know, I had beaten the addiction, but I haven't because I'm still struggling inside. Several months just isn't enough time to be in, an opioid addiction. And so I kept denying it. I said, hey, everybody's out to get me. They're making this up. Yes, I was on medication. I'm not anymore. So I bond out and I continue to march in parades and run for sheriff. And Rob, you would not believe it. Some of the people were coming off porches. It was like in a movie, hugging me, saying, "We got your back," you know. And my son's birthday was coming up. My ego was still big. I was still, I'm untouchable. Nobody's going to be able to get me. Nobody will believe this, that I, the sheriff, could be an addict.
And here
And
comes the coroner.
he didn't. I turned myself in. I turned myself.
Okay.
And so I went to buy my son a crossbow for his birthday. And it was coming up. I bought it. They had followed me while I did it. They did surveillance on me and figured this out. That was a violation of my bond. So I then got served a bond revocation hearing. So on November 3rd, I go to take my son to drop him off at school. Dylan, I'll never forget. He says, Dad, am I going to see you after this? I said, Dylan, I got this. I'll see you after school. I went for the bond revocation, found to be violated. They gave me a 250,000 cash bond, no 10%, no nothing. Had to come up with the cash, and that was the end. And that is where they took me to another county jail where they didn't think I'd know anybody, and I did, and housed me. And that's where I started coming to terms with I was an addict.